More and more scientists and philosophers are suggesting that reality might not be as real as we think. What if everything we know is simply the result of information processing? What if the universe is a giant simulation, and we are participants in a complex computational game? Sounds like science fiction? At first glance, yes. But let's explore how the second law of infodynamics and the digital nature of reality might explain this idea. What is the second law of infodynamics? We know the second law of thermodynamics from physics. In a closed system, disorder, entropy, always increases. Take a melting ice cube, for example. The system becomes less organized. Infodynamics attempts to describe similar processes, but in terms of information. Information is a form of energy, a more subtle one. It structures everything, from how cells work to how we think. The second law of infodynamics says, if nothing is done, information decays, simplifies, and becomes noise. An organized system without a supply of new information will degrade. Our world as a flow of information. Think about it. DNA is code. Computers process bits. Even our thinking can be seen as information processing. Now imagine the entire universe as one massive computer, where everything exists as data and programs. According to this hypothesis, everything we see and feel is a visualization of code. The laws of physics are algorithms. Matter is stable information structures. Even time can be interpreted as the frame rate of this simulation. Who proposes these theories? The idea that the world is an informational structure or simulation is actively discussed in academic circles. One of the most well-known proponents of the simulation hypothesis is Oxford philosopher Nick Bostrom. He proposed a probabilistic argument. If it's possible to create a simulation, then it's highly likely we're already in one. Physicist Seth Lloyd from MIT views the universe as a giant quantum computer. Why does it resemble a simulation? There are several curious coincidences. Quantum physics shows that particles behave like programs. They only appear when observed. Limits of measurement. We can't measure everything at once, as if the simulation has performance constraints. The mathematical nature of laws. Everything in the universe can be described by numbers and formulas, like code. Add to this the second law of infodynamics. To maintain order, the system needs a constant supply of new information. It's like in a video game. The world constantly updates and requires resources. Otherwise, it might freeze or collapse. Why think about this? Imagine living not in a solid reality, but in an information field. Then what matters most is not what you have, but what you know and what you create. If the world is a simulation, then each person is not just a body, but an information processing unit. Our thoughts, choices, and intentions all are inputs that determine how the program called life unfolds. The simulation hypothesis is still just a theory, but it gives us a new way to look at the world, as a living, logical, yet flexible system. And the second law of infodynamics reminds us, to avoid decay, information must evolve. Maybe we are the ones who sustain this universe, by thinking, learning, and creating. So keep thinking. You just might be keeping the whole universe running. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel and remember, the best way to predict your future is to create it.